NFL Draft 2024. Let's talk about our first round grades. How did your team do? We had a lot of interesting picks there. We're going to start off with a specific team from the NFC North. You might have heard of them.
The Bears.
The Bears.
We love the Bears' move starting last year when they put themselves in position to get two first-round picks for this year, and they got a slam dunk home run here, taking Caleb Williams first overall, and then as they moved on to their second first-round pick, adding a receiver they didn't go to pair with Keenan Allen in Rome Odunze. So we think that that gives them an easy A, and then we think it's going to increase their win total by 3. I think it's going to be a dynamic offense and a fun team to watch. Washington Commanders, we liked their offensive weapons. We just felt like they were a quarterback short. Sam Howell just wasn't up for it. We think adding Jaden Daniels was a huge, huge pick. We also like their coaching changes with Dan Quinn with the defense, Cliff Kingsbury with the offense. We think this team gets better by 3 games. We think they can contend for at least a wild card, if not the division. New England picks up their quarterback of the future with Drake May. We think they're going to get better by a factor of 2 games. It's a very tough AFC East division. We like this pick. We also like the Cardinals' pick of Marvin Harrison Jr. We think we give Kyler Murray another weapon. Let's see if he is the answer at quarterback. We think they will improve by 2 games. We like this pick. Chargers making it a priority to protect their franchise quarterback. We love this selection. We give them an A, and we think we're going to give them 3 wins, and that's really Justin Herbert playing for a full season. We do have concerns with the receivers that they lost. We still think with Herbert coming back, they'll be just fine. A lot of rumors that the Giants would trade up to get a quarterback. We think maybe call it sunk cost fallacy or whatever. We think that they need to give Daniel Jones another opportunity. They've already committed so much money to him. So take Neighbors and give him a chance with a deep threat. We think the Giants will be 3 games better with this addition. Tennessee Titans with Will Levis at quarterback were very exciting to watch last year. And we think adding Calvin Ridley at wide receiver to go along with DeAndre Hopkins. Adding offensive tackle J.C. Latham, we give them an A minus. We think they wanted Joe Alt, but we think it's going to increase their win total by 2. It's going to be a very exciting team to watch this year, but a tough division with the AFC South with the reigning Texans and the improving Jaguars and the Colts. Watching the Falcons last year, it was clear that their weakness was at quarterback, this play notwithstanding. So we think a lot of people are going to question this pick, taking Michael Penix when you just signed Kirk Cousins. But if you see and we're going to give them a C for that because we think they could have traded down or waited. But with Kirk Cousins being an older veteran and having that injury last year, it's not necessarily a bad move. Plus, it sets you up for the future. So we think the Falcons get 2 games better. Already great on defense. The Jets added to their offense and protecting Aaron Rodgers, adding Fashanu, offensive tackle. We like this. We give them a B for that. It could be a B plus. We think their win total is going to go up by 3 with Aaron Rodgers back in the fold for a full season. We think the AFC East is going to be super competitive. Great job for the Vikings, who had been rumored to be willing to trade up to 4 or 5 to get J.J. McCarthy. Instead, they only have to move up to 10, and then they keep their second first-round pick and add probably a good value pick, Dallas Turner at linebacker. We think we like give him an A plus for this one, adding 2 wins. We are on the fence with Bo Nix. We've seen him at Auburn in his early years where he was inconsistent to where he was great at Oregon. We still think this is a good pick, and we think someone like Sean Payton should be able to mentor him and maximize his abilities. We think the Broncos get 1 game better. We give him a B for this pick. We think the Raiders are going to be good this year, adding Christian Wilkins to help Max Crosby, who was already good last year. Now you add Brock Bowers as a tight end to give Gardner Minshew 2 targets with him and Devontae Adams. We think they're going to improve by 2 games, and Antonio Pierce, give him a lot of props for what he did last year. We think this team's going to be good. Watching the Saints offense last year was very frustrating as Derek Carr was running around with no time to throw. He definitely underachieved. We feel like drafting Fuaga as offensive tackle is going to help them a lot. We give him a B for the pick. I think the Saints will be 1 game better and right there in the wild card and division race. Colts could be an X factor this year, getting starting quarterback Anthony Richardson back after a season-ending injury last year. We like their draft pick and bolstering the edge rush with Latu, and we think we give them a B for this. We think they're going to be at least 2 games better. We think that could be higher, but they're playing in a very tough AFC South division with the Texans, Titans, and Jags. We like the direction the Colts are heading. Should be an exciting year for them. The Seahawks clearly don't lack for offensive weapons, being a dynamic passing team. We like what they did in this draft by taking Byron Murphy the second, blocking the Rams from getting him. And we really think that's who the Rams were after. So you weaken a division opponent, strengthen your own team. We love it. We think they're going to increase by 1 win this season. The Jaguars lost Calvin Ridley in free agency. They moved to get his replacement with Brian Thomas Jr. We think that should be a seamless thing. We think that's an A pick. I think they'll be 1 game better. We love the signing of Eric Armstead to bolster that defensive front. So we think the Jags, even in that tough division, will be 1 game better this season. Similar to the Chargers, the Bengals look to protect their franchise quarterback, drafting Mims in the first round. We think we give them an A for this pick. We also think they're going to improve by 3 games, and that's strictly because of Joe Burrow being back for the full season. Obviously, your franchise quarterback, one of the top 5 in the league. We think that's a fair thing. We're not necessarily pleased with the other free agent moves, but we love the fact that Burrow will be back. Matthew Stafford showed that he still has it last year with a high-flying Rams offense. Clearly, they don't need any more offensive help, so they went with Jared Verse, the edge rusher, to somewhat replace Aaron Donald. But that's exactly the problem. We'll give an A minus for that pick. But we see them going down a game. They're in a very tough division with the 49ers and Seahawks and an improving Cardinals team. But we really think Aaron Donald's going to be tough to replace, so we see them coming down just a bit off their 2023 record. The Steelers moved to improve their offensive line, drafting Fautanu. We give them a B for that pick, and we think they're going to improve by 2 games. We think Russell Wilson over Pickett at quarterbacks an upgrade. We're curious to see what they do with Justin Fields. So many options if a clever offensive coordinator could put his skills to work. Miami Dolphins had no shortage of offense last season with Tua throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill and others down the field, so they went to improve their defense, adding Chop Robinson as an edge rusher. We give a B plus for that pick. Looking at the Dolphins overall, we think they lost quite a bit, such as Christian Wilkins on defense via free agency. We also wonder how losing Vic Fangio as defensive coordinator could hurt them. Might help. It looked like there was a chemistry issue with the players and the coach, but we think the Dolphins will drop one from last season. Vic Fangio's new team's the Philadelphia Eagles, and they went to improve that defense, adding cornerback Quinion Mitchell. We like that play. Give them a B plus for the selection. Also, overall, we think they improved by a game. We like what they did, signing Saquon and then also getting Vic Fangio, as we mentioned, as defensive coordinator. We think hopefully that second half slump from last year doesn't carry over. Cowboys offense was thriving last year, putting up over 500 points and going undefeated at home until that playoff surprise against Green Bay. So they look to build up that offensive line, adding Tyler Guyton, a really good pick there. We give them an A for that. We think overall, a team that was 12-5 last year, losing Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, and a couple other players, we think they will step back a little bit. Division is a little tougher with an improving Washington, and the Eagles should be better. Great run by the Packers in the playoffs, beating Dallas in Dallas and then almost beating San Francisco. If you go back and watch that game, they had it. They just let it slip away, and the 49ers came back and took it. Taking offensive tackle Jordan Morgan, we think that was a little bit of a reach. There were better tackles, according to us, on the board then, so we give them a C for that. But overall, second full season for Jordan Love. We think they're going to improve by 1 game. Well, it could be higher than that, but again, the division has gotten better. Bears should be better, and the Vikings should be better. The Buccaneers should also be better, and we love their pick, and we give an A for Graham Barton, very versatile offensive lineman, can play center guard. We think the Bucs are going to improve by a game. We like Baker Mayfield. We think he's comfortable there. Should be a good season. Buffalo Bills traded out of the first round, so we'll give them a D for that. We think they should have picked up a receiver there. Maybe the thinking is they can get a receiver of value in the second or third round, but you got to replace Stephon Diggs. We think losing Diggs and some other moves, Gabe Davis, for example, we're going to bring them down 2 wins. They were exceptional last year with 11 wins, so we don't think that's insulting. The Lions truly only had one weakness last season. It was pass defense. So they look to address that. So we give them an A. We think taking the best cornerback on the board in Terry and Arnold, we think they're going to improve by 1 game. We think that could be better. But again, that NFC North is going to be tough. We like what the Lions did here. We believe this is the play that cost the Ravens a trip to the Super Bowl. But looking to address their weakness at cornerback, they draft Nate Wiggins. We think that was a great pick. We give them an A for that. For an overall record, 2024, I think they're going to drop one, not because of any moves they've made, but the division is going to be a little bit better. Steelers look to be improved, and the Bengals with Joe Burrow coming back. And another team that was one play away, the San Francisco 49ers. Really, this fumble early on cost them. We think they want to address potentially Brandon Ayuk's trade demands and trying to replace him, so they drafted Ricky Pearsall. We give him a B minus for that. To us, there were better receivers on the board. We then looked at it. Maybe it's a better fit for Kyle Shanahan's system. But we also think due to division improvements, we think the 49ers are going to drop one for the 2024 season. Here's another example of how the great teams stay great. The Chiefs had one weakness, and that was wide receivers, so they addressed that, taking the fastest receiver in the draft, Xavier Worthy from Texas. We give them an A for that pick, and also looking at the season for 2024, we think they get better by a game. They were only 11-6 last year and still won the Super Bowl. Look out, everybody else.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.